if it decides to work. Ooh, a purple snap already. Ding dong.
Someone's left. Yeah.
Of course, it had to be Gap.
He's come back in.
Right.
Waiting for the drivers to select their setup for the one-shot quali now. Round 4 of the Red Arrows racing.
Yeah, you really do hear this bit. Yeah, have you noticed I'm in the chat?
Yeah, I can see it.
Got another person watching, I don't know if that's you.
Nah.
Oh, we've got 2 more people watching now.
Don't know what we're waiting for.
Drivers, per usual.
It says the session will start though. And we've got the 30-second timer again.
What do you think the race is going to be like to them? Because them clouds, they're different in France.
They do, yeah. I haven't actually had a chance to look at the radar yet, so I'm not too sure. Ben Smith's retired already from the session.
But then he will still start the back.
Right on board with Jay at the minute here. I'm not too sure if the way that my qualifying set up is I can actually see who is leading, because the standards, the positions are changing. So I believe Super Calgon's tired. I believe the way that I'm looking at it, I can already see where they are, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, you always say that.
Oh right, okay.
I've filtered through on a spectator menu. On the detail, you can flip that to tyre.
It still changes something though.
Alright. Blade says retired.
I think Joe just needs to not invalidate on this last corner. I think he's done it again.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, Chrissy has just pipped in there by 5 thousandths of a second.
Sniped.
If my maths is correct.
I don't know what the difference is.
That is a debut as well from Chrissy, coming in with about 10 minutes to spare. Just a rundown of the grid now for the sprint. We're going to have Chrissy in the Haas at pole, Jay behind him, 2 Ferraris, Jay and Paul. Tor on the Williams, 4th. That's a good time from him.
Didn't realise Casper disqualified.
Yeah. Just invalidated somewhere. Obviously, we've got Asdog on the mediums in 5th position. That's going to be an interesting one from him.
That is very. I think he might have thought it was a short qualifying instead of a one shot.
Quite possibly. We do try and stretch drivers to go and have a look at the league format and understand what is to come in the qualifying. Obviously now we're waiting for the drivers. I believe it's a 25% sprint race around the France circuit.
Or you F1 fans, the Paul Ricard.
That's a pretty poor French accent there.
I'm sure, I never listened in.
Is it German you go when you drink, I believe?
I will go there soon. I think it's a mixture of German, Austrian, and just whatever it turns into.
A bit of Hitler.
Yeah, don't. The Jews will be next. That's Red Arrow's getting demonetised on YouTube now.
Thanks to you. And so I believe we've got the formation lap to come.
Let's see if we see any Indigo tactics of just slamming it into other people.
I mean, the old famous one is Paul in 3rd. So Jay's raced a couple of races, obviously in Indigo with him and in Red Arrow, so it'll be up to him to spot the fact that if you look at the gap now between Paul and Jay, he's extending that gap, backing that pack up.
I don't know if you saw that, Liam, but the pit strategy came up, the suggested pit strategies.
Yeah, I did not see that, no.
I think it was for the medium lap runners. They were going from medium to softs from I think it was around lap. So it's 13 laps. Let me work it out. I think it was lap 8 or something like that.
I think it's all if there's that safety car, isn't there? A chance of that safety car could ruin everyone's race strategy. It is absolutely fucking freezing here.
Oh, same over here. I don't know why, but it's just Baltic.
Watching Paul now, as I said, just a little bit of a gap now. I think Chrissy's staying wise to it and backing Jay up.
Oh, Ben Smith and
Ben and Aeon, they've been tickling each other's tyres there, I believe.
I think it might have been rear wings.
Tyres, rear wings. So that'll be detrimental to their start, especially on the mediums. They'll be looking at Gat flying off the line now, looking at taking 2 places off the start with those colder tyres from Ant and Ben.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Lap to 12 for medium to softs, and then it was just pretty much vice versa for softer mediums.
Alright, watching the cars come in now from the formation lap. Waiting for the cars to set fully. I believe Gat has pulled in. Waiting for the 10 red lights. 2, 3, 4.
And it's
they're
lights
off.
out, and away we go.
Couple of position changes in the first quarter before the first straight here. Tor's shot up.
Tori battling with Pollard then for 3rd. Hendy up to 5th.
Jay, it's not a great start from him. He will not be happy losing 2 places in the first couple of corners there.
Butler advancing up 2 places, battling. Oh, gone a bit wide there with RAB and the Red Bull.
Butler and Rab going side by side here. Oh, a little bit of contact between Butler and Rab. I think. Oh, there's polystyrene getting absolutely decimated in the background there. Calgon dropping 2 places at the rear now. Oh, Aeon and Ben tangled up there.
Oh, a little touch there from Calgon and Blades.
I don't believe it was Cal. I think it was Cal, Blades and Ben might have touched there.
No, I was looking from Cat's point of view, and Blades was trying to come back on the track and he tapped Calgon.
Oh, they've gone 3 wide into the corner there.
I can't see any wing damage though, so...
Butler and Rab are still going at each other.
At least it's going to be an interesting fight.
It's Casper though looking to join the fight and now for 10th place. This is a great battle in the midfield here. Looking for the switchback, a little bit of contact there between Casper and Rab.
You've got also Hendy and Buffle as well.
Oh,
Buffle making the move.
Yeah, Casper's gone up the inside of Rab there. I believe
we've just had Hendy with some beautiful covering off.
Ben Smith in the pits.
And Chrissy has span out, dropping all the way down.
It's a new wing. New wing with the hard tyres for Ben Smith. And what is that from pole? Chrissy's span from pole.
So now it's Polly, Torre and Jay-Z.
Ironically leaves pole in pole. And we've got a yellow flag in sector 1. I think there might have just been Chrissy coming back onto the track. Paul seems to have got a nice little gap ahead of Tor and Jay though. Over a second now. Closest battle is between Yako and Hendy for 4th at the moment. Yako looks like he's going to go up the inside. Almost level with 2 cars going around the corner. Is he going to back out? No. Oh, there's a big contact there. Big contact.
Oh, that was huge.
That's got to be damage for one of them there, surely.
That'll definitely be front wing damage.
Do you know what? I can't see anything on Buffalo. Henry, I don't.
He might have side pod damage though, because it was a side-on collision, but they're staying out, which is interesting.
Very, very interesting indeed. Chrissy with a 3-second time penalty there. Just maybe cutting a few too many corners, trying to gain back up to the pack.
I see Gat here just making the move on RAB.
Yeah,
going up to 11.
The battles do seem to be happening at the rear of the pack today. It's Rab, Gat and Blades all for 10th place here.
All for them points. Oh, am I wrong there with the...
No, so the format I believe it is with 14 drivers taking place. I believe that there will be 14 points up for grabs for first place. It will decrease obviously for each driver that finishes.
Yeah.
So say Ben doesn't finish, not saying he won't just because he's last at the minute, but if Ben doesn't finish...
Sorry to interrupt you, Liam, we've got a little battle out in the front, Torre and Jay-Z. They've just been having a right little scrap.
Oh, and Torre seems to have made the move there.
He only just made it stick. Jay-Z was crawling all over him.
So let's see how Tor copes with the pressure from Jay-Z coming to the pit straight. Tor goes a little bit wide onto the curves there.
Oh, Hendy and Buffle again coming together.
Another connection.
It was another connection. It was more like
Jay's in the pits. Jay's in the pits. I wonder if this is just an early stop. Is there any damage maybe from that overtake from Tor maybe?
I think there has been.
Oh, Aeon 5 seconds in the penalty.
No, it's not. He's gone on saying medium tyres now.
Medium tyres, you just pitted early.
I wonder to see what Polly and Tor are going to do about this.
And Aeon's coming in for the soft tyres and a new wing. He will not be happy about that, but you have to remember, obviously, Hugs, it's a reverse grid. This could be a tactical decision, maybe not to push 100% in the sprint. Might fancy himself in the full race later on.
As we see here, we've just gone Ben Smith go fastest on them hard tyres.
Looking at the penalties now, a couple of penalties throughout the grid there. So the only two that remain, well, there's a couple that haven't actually pitted, I believe.
Liam, if you were racing right now and say you were out in the lead of the championship points, say by 3 points, and you're in this sprint race right now, and you change tyres, what would you do? Would you push up to get higher up the field for more points during a sprint, or would you hold back to get the better start in the race?
You've got to go out, haven't you? You've got to go all out.
So personally, what I would do, I would just cruise the sprint race, just not push 100, just so then you've got the track advantage for the main race.
For the full race, I see what you mean. I mean, both strategies, it's dependent, obviously. If you go all out in the sprint like Paul is now, obviously he'll have a whole grid to overtake if he wishes to finish where he does in the sprint, which, as we've seen already in the sprint, a couple of collisions already, only 5 laps in.
But it's going to make an interesting one, definitely.
I'm going to get drunk.
That's always the best way to start, because then the exit start when you're double, just saying.
So after those couple of laps now, there seems to be some gaps spreading out. I don't really think anybody's in the space of making a move apart from Super Calgon. His washing machines don't seem to have lasted that long. He has moved up a couple of places though. He's moved up 3 places. I believe everybody's actually changed position so far. Nobody's actually where they started, from what I can see.
No, I think that Dog, he's moved up quite a lot. He's up in 3rd.
Asdog, yeah, he's moved up 2 places. I think the one who's overall, I think Gat, who started at the back, obviously, he's taken 5 places. He's actually going from 14th to 9th so far. He does have that penalty, obviously, so far, but he is obviously in front of Chrissy, who, yet again, does have that penalty. Also, both 3 seconds.
The top 2nd to 5th have all pitted.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of movements in the pits now. Now that does just leave, obviously, the top 6, I believe. So Asdog, Hendy, Casper, Calgon, Gat and Chrissy are the only ones, I believe, that haven't stopped yet. I assume the rest of these people have come out on mediums.
The top 6 have not pitted.
Yeah. So the medium tyres are coming out now.
Yeah, even though Hendy and Chrissy are both on softs.
Yeah, I mean, the softs. I mean, Casper's looking to make a move on Hendy here down the inside of the DRS straight. Looks like he made that stick fairly easy. Now, we do have Calgon coming up behind Hendy also.
He's all over it here. If Calgon's not careful, he'll get wing damage.
He has seen it in previous leagues where Calgon does like to go for the aggressive overtakes, but he has actually got Hendy nice and clean for once they're around the end of the DRS straight. They are going 3 wide, it looks like.
But if you notice, this is Gat up in 4th place from the back.
Still hasn't pitted and does carry the penalty, so it all does depend. I mean, a safety car could change that.
Does, yeah.
I think Henry's just falling a bit. He goes very wide there.
Ooh,
almost contact with him and Chrissy then. That was almost coming together. So now 7 laps in, and it is just the top 4 who have still not pitted. Asdog running on the mediums. I believe it is all the people who are on mediums who started.
And everyone's on mediums now, apart from Ben Smith and Blades. Who Ben Smith, as you know, is on the hard tyres. Blades is on 2-lap-old softs.
Couple of overtakes there. Hendy comes into the pits. I believe he just came out of the pits. Yeah, he did. Chrissy, Ben Smith and Aon all overtaking him there. Sir Gat is getting very close to Calgon. inspecting those pipes.
But if you notice here, Gat's slowly catching up to Calgon as well.
He is. Calgon is running very low, and so is Casper on the ERS. But if you look at Gat, he just seems to be harvesting a little bit better than the cars in front of him. He does have, well, he actually has some, rather than none. As opposed to the cars in front. Calgon looking like he's going down the inside of Casper. Now them two are very wary of each other there, as they did have a coming together only yesterday in Indigo. Casper seems to have let Gat gone through there, but it is maybe tactical to go into the pits. Go for Go for the undercut, maybe.
No, he's just got speed in the pit lane.
Oh, Casper. I say the penalties will come into it. Calgon is the furthest one on the field without a penalty.
Do you think he could make that stick though, or with Calgon, do you think his washing machines will give him a penalty?
They might not wash with him as fast as he think he will. He might be stuck in the pitch. You never know, anything can happen here. But they'll say, I think so far with the Gat, I think if Asdog was to pit now, he has a slight chance of coming out ahead of Paul. I think he has to do it this lap.
But here goes Gat. A move on Calgon. It's breezing past.
Going down the straight. Gat seems to have made it stick. I don't think Calgon goes around. No, I don't think he's going to be able to come back at Gat. Maybe they both dive in the pits now. Might be the best option. Asdog has gone into the pits. Now this is going to be very interesting as to where he comes out. Here, Hugs. This is going to be very interesting. Where is Paul?
Gat stays out. And Calgon pits.
So Asdog has come out on the softs. He's been released from the pits. As Paul comes around that last corner, he will be accelerating. Now he does have a lot of ERS, which he does use, getting down that pit straight. And I believe he's he's actually quite comfortably has taken Asdog. Jay as well with him.
I think he might pit this lap.
And Tor. I think I was actually quite off with my suggestion of him maybe coming out in front, but a couple of seconds.
This is a Ferrari 2-3. Or second or third, if you want to say.
Well, with Gat still to pit, it's certainly the 1-2 is on.
This, if I'm correct, this has been the third race in a row, including the Brazilian sprint race, where both Ferraris have taken 1-2 in each race.
You may have been correct, actually. Let me just double check that. I have the standings right here with me. In Brazil, yeah, Paul came third and Jay did come first, so they didn't get a 1-2, but they did get double podiums. So,
alright, I think I was thinking of the sprint race then. So I know they locked it out.
May have just been qualifying. I think one of them. I think it was Paul or Jay didn't finish one of the other ones. So everybody's made a stop now, apart from Sir Gat.
Gat has pitted.
He's just come into the pits as I spoke then. And it seems his connection is having a bit of a problem, but...
And with that French pit lane, I've got to admit that is one of the worst pit lanes you could ever see.
Oh, it is. It's not great. There's Paul and Joe taking the 1-2. Asdog up into third. Tor into fourth. I say this is a very good drive for Tor.
Definitely, it is one of his best drives.
It's not often that you see him in the upper echelons of a race finish, but it'd be lovely to hear what he has to say about this.
Already fighting with Ben Smith.
But it's the soft against the hard there. It's going to be a very hard battle for Ben to put up. But Gat does get that penalty. He does have 3 seconds more than Ben.
But you see he is pulling away on his soft tyres quite easy.
Oh, we've got Asdog making a move on Jay there.
Stealing that Ferrari then too.
I mean, well, the Asdog does carry 6 seconds, so as long as Jay can stay with him for 3 laps, I believe it's pretty much still in hand. Jay might have just let him go in order to have a clean race, maybe. But both Ferraris, no penalties.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
With only 4 drivers out of the 14 not having penalties, both Ferraris are 2 of them, so they've done very well. Yako in his debut for Haas as well, and
definitely.
We're making jokes about Cargon, but one thing he has been today is fairly clean because he's got no penalties.
He must have kept them washing machines clean.
Very, very clean.
And I started going fastest as well, a 1 minute 32.3.
Now we've got Chrissy looking like he's going to go up the inside of Butler, and makes it stick fairly easy. Could be no comeback around the chicanes from Butler, I don't think. Haas for 5 and 6, that'll be some good points for Haas today here.
Well, yeah, definitely. Do you think the 2 Haas, think they're going to battle, or do you think they're going to try?
They are. Chrissy is definitely closing in very quickly. I believe he's got the DRS as well up here.
Buffalo is defending using his ERS up. Chrissy has exhausted it now. He's only on. He was on less than 1%.
8%, 10% is on now. But I'll see we go into the corners. So he is very close to him now. I don't think there's a battle maybe between Gat and Calgon. If you want to just keep an eye on that. Hugs for a second.
Gat cannot make the move. Calgon defended that really well.
Check back with this Haas battle on the pit straight, see if he's managed to make the move, sorry.
That's looking all up Callaghan's pipes here.
He's going to make the move on the inside, no. So he does have the DRS, but it looks like it might be a little bit of a DRS train going up here. Is he going to be out down? He's maybe on the braking. What's Gat going to do? He's going to go. No, he's not. He pulled out. So maybe a smart move there. And I believe Chrissy's actually overtaken his Haas teammate.
Yes, he has.
Down the pit straight. And if you actually have a look now, Asdog's under a second behind Polly.
Blades has spun out. I think his tyres now will be too hot to control properly.
There is a battle for first here. This could be a great conclusion. Asdog is right up the arsehole of Paul. What's the penalties? If it's 6, it might be too much. That's 6 seconds from Asdog. I don't think this will matter too much. I think the Ferraris still have the 1-2.
Yeah, you see Jay-Z in the background as well from the battle. Slowly making that ground. And you see Asdog, the ERS is very low.
Sergat making a move on Butler there, looking to get back over Calgon.
See Paul there defending a bit, swapping sides.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Polly could just let him go and he would still get the win with those 6 seconds that Asdog has. But
oh yeah, Gat making a move on Super Calgon now down the pit straight.
He's not letting through, has he?
But now you've got Gat coming up on Buffalo, right up his pipes.
I wonder how many positions Gat will be able to make up in his last lap, because I believe he overtook Butler on the pit straight. He's now gone past Calgon, so that's 2 in this last lap. Looking to make a 3rd overtake in the last lap for Gat. This is up to 6th place now for Mercedes.
Brilliant race.
And Chrissy has spun, and that's another position for Gat. Although he's done very well to avoid that.
That was some expert driving skills there to dodge that. That could have been a very nasty accident.
We have Asdog now going all over the back of Paul.
The only thing we've got here, we've got Torre, who, I don't know if you've got your settings on, so you can see the revs, but he's low on fuel.
He is indeed. He's running low fuel mode, whilst Gat is looking to make another position. I mean, he does have the penalty, so Gat will make another position. So Gat will have moved up a good 5 places in the last lap.
Let's see how that time penalty affects it. I think that only dropped him down to 6th.
The penalty drops him down. Torrid onto 7th. That's very unfortunate there. Buffalo 4th. Calgon 5th. So we did have the Ferraris lock out the front of the grid there. Asdog 3rd.
For Torrid, if you think about it, he's literally slap bang middle of the pack.
No, literally he will stay in 7th place. Butler in 8th behind Tory there. So good charge from Gat at the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely brilliant.
And now we have the conclusion.
I'll admit that with the game there says driver there, Sir Gat, I will give him that as well. Now, that's definitely my driver of the day for the sprint race.
Yeah, it was a very good drive from Gat. So that last lap was one to be watched for sure. And just a quick run through there of the final standings for the sprint race. If you'd like to run through that for us, Hugs, quickly.
Oh, I'm just waiting for it to load up.
I've got a PS5, so mine's done.
Oh, shut up, arsehole. Yeah, so we've got Polly in P1, Jay-Z in P2, both Ferrari 1-2s, but as we know for the sprint race, that will be reversed. We've got S-Dog in 3rd place, who dropped down with a 6-second time penalty. Buffalo in the Haas 4th, Super Galagon checking his washing machines in 5th. Gat in 6th after a first absolute professional storm in the last lap. Torre 7th with time penalties, reduced him down from 4th. 8th, Butler UK. Number 9, Chrissy. 10, Ben Smith. 11th, Casper. 12, Hendy. 13th, A1 Blades, who could have done better if he didn't spin out. And as we saw, RAP, not from the best sprint race, down in 14th.
Alright. I will leave you to fill in this little gap of time, Hugs, quickly whilst I just alter the options here.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely fine, yeah. Anyone in the comments, if you want to rate that sprint race, I'll give your preference of a driver of the day for that sprint race. Yeah, I'm just watching this through our monitors for modding. How you're changing the grid up.
Yep.
This is the first time I've actually seen this done. Like, this is very impressive.
It is. It's a cool way of doing it.
Oh, definitely.
Then it's in.
Plus, because you're streaming, this will be something good for the viewers to see as well. Like how it's actually done. Where normally we don't see this.
Behind the scenes coverage.
Oh yeah, speciality.
Butler. Tor. Yeah. There. Gat is. If you want to invite people to obviously the interviews, you're more than welcome to get that started as well quickly whilst this gets underway.
Let's see who would be willing to join that.
So I've got Gat.
see if I can try find Gab, because he had an impressive sprint race.
Whilst we get under the wire, that I will just announce to the grid that we will just have a couple minutes break.
Let's get Tar in here, let's see what he thinks as well. He's always happy for a talk.
That's not perfect.
Looks like no one's wanted to join and have a little talk. I have to bully Tori to get him in. Tara said he can't. He can race, not talk. Oh, that's a fair enough reason. Probably got his girlfriend stuck in his mouth.
Okay. Alright. I'll get Jay maybe.
Yeah, I don't think I have Jay on place. I think that would be one you'd have to do.
Yeah.
Oh, we've had Blades.
Hello.
Blades, interesting sprint race for you.
I can say that again. Yeah, some interesting racing, should we say. Not the cleanest, but I suppose at least starting down the back, it's a little bit further up the front to start, I suppose.
Was it a tactical decision at all on your part?
Oh god, no. Definitely not. I think I was on softs for best part of from lap 4 onwards, so they were dying at the end. But yeah, there's a lot of lines not being given, so yeah, we shall see. We'll see.
Well, wish you all the best in the 50% ad. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers, no bother.
I think I saw we had Jay-Z join. You there,
Jay-Z? Yeah.
How you doing? Evening, guys.
Nice sprint race. Both Ferraris there. Both is locking out the front row.
Definitely, yeah, happy with that one. To be honest, I didn't put much of a fight when I saw the Mercedes come up behind me because I thought I saw the penalty, so I thought I'd let him take a position. I was kind of hoping he was going to force Paul into a mistake and give me the win, but happy to see both Ferraris up top.
No, definitely. I say we did see you almost let him past. We did think it was a bit of a tactical decision, keeping an eye on his penalty there. There's no point battling with him and taking damage. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, great driver in there, CJ, yet again. Hopefully it's not a repeat of the last sprint race that obviously we took part in, where I believe it was. Did you crash out the sprint and finish the race, or was it the other way around?
I binned it in the sprint and then won the race.
Right.
So
yeah. Hopefully it's not the other way around this week.
Hopefully not. Starting from the back, because I believe it's reverse grid, so yeah, we'll see how we get on from there. Hopefully we can get to the third nice and clean. I did see a lot of yellow flags behind me during that race, so I'm not sure I might have to try and stay out of trouble.
Aye, I think that's one of the most important things in league racing, is just keeping your nose clean.
I think that's the best way to go. I think we just need to
Nothing can
stay out of trouble and try and get to the field.
No, definitely. I'll say, previous when I was looking at the standings here, I'll say just a quick word on that. It's getting very tight at the top here. So only a couple of points to separate the top 5 or 6 drivers. How are you feeling about that? Any pressures at all?
To be honest, as I've said there, the plan tonight is just stay out of trouble, take as many points as possible.
Yeah.
As you said, it's very tight at the top. Makes me rue binning it in Monza even more, but It's gone, so nothing to do about it now.
That's
Just
great.
move on to the next.
I say 25 points ahead in the constructors. Any team orders possible between you and Paul at all?
He's not in our party, so unfortunately I can't talk to him. But yeah, the plan is to start which I was away and hope for the best.
Alright, well, thanks for dropping in, Jay. Thanks for giving us time, having a chat.
No worries. Hopefully a good race for you to watch.
Aye, you too. Hope you have a good race, mate.
Thanks a lot. Catch you later.
And we'll just try and get Calgon in quickly before the start of the race.
I don't think I've actually spoken to Calgon over about it yet. I think this will be a first for me.
It's a rare creature, is our Calgon.
Oh, too many washing machines to deal with.
Tell you what, I'll be invited. If he doesn't join, what I will do is.
I've noticed something as well. K-Mag was supposed to be racing today, wasn't he? Oh.
Callum, how are we doing?
Alright.
So, how did it go?
No crashes.
So overall, a good race for yourself then?
Yeah, I think so. No crashes. All good.
How do you feel about your starting position?
What is it?
Do you know where you finished?
5th?
You did indeed, so do you know what that is, reversed?
9th?
Do you know what? I'd have to go and check it. Let me just 2 seconds.
Actually, there's 14 people. I don't know. I assume.
Right, I can tell you it now. I'll give you 2 seconds. Just give me time. Where? Oh wait, no. I just put a track in. This is just top of the arts.
Disgraceful owners. To be
You
honest.
are right. I can move you down if you want. You 10th. You 10th.
Yeah, I'll take that.
So back of the pack. Any possible strategies at all?
Avoid a crash, turn 1.
Just avoid a crash.
That's
So
the
it's
strategy.
exactly the same as the sprint then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
Right.
At least we don't have the legend of Inigo, that is Fox's J in here. And
He does
No.
some good laps though.
No, you were in some good couple of battles. You and Gat there. You held
fast.
your own almost. Yeah, he is very fast. But I say you did hold your own. You did keep up with him. So congrats on that. And yeah, I hope the best for you for the race, mate.
So, thanks. See you on the dinner.
That's all right. That's it. Well, you get an invite, don't you worry.
Alright.
All right, no worries, bud. Have a good race. Best of luck.
Cheers, mate. See you in a bit.
see you, Calgon.
See you, mate.
Right, and I think with that, that we should call it. And then there with the interviews there. Give them the time. Just get all the drivers to ready up.
Oh my god, my dog's a dirty little fuck.
I mean, you shouldn't put peanut butter on your willy.
No, you dirty fuck. She's asleep under my bed and she's just like ripping fucking stinks. Fuck me. Not literally. No, I can't get off that. That is the worst. Oh. One second, I need to mute my mic. I need to bring my dog up my room.
Waiting for the drivers to ready up now for what will be the second time the drivers are driving around
Right.
the Circuit de Ricard. This time, obviously, there will be no qualifying. We'll also allow time for the drivers to choose their setups. Obviously, the sprint race was a little insight to whether the setup that they previously chose was any good for them. Was it a little bit? Could they improve maybe on it? And this will give them a chance to tweak it maybe.
I wonder if Blades will do it. Especially getting that P2 in the sprint race from the reverse grid.
I mean, knowing Blazers as I do, I believe he will just stick with Thompson's setup. I think he will just stick with familiarity. Well, maybe a lot of the other drivers will. Maybe they won't. You don't know. Be interesting to see.
Yeah. Back in Indigo for the past 3 races, I'd stolen the legend that is Aldrich's setups. And in Russia, they worked well for me at the start. I pulled a right. Did you hear about that mess up in Russia for Div 3?
No.
It was a Fox's Grenades type of fuck up into turn 1.
Oh god.
Yeah, and I started from the back of that race, and I pulled it all the way to second, and I had Buffalo behind me at that point.
So now we are away with the formation lap. So the interesting thing, as I mentioned it in the sprint, is Chrissy and Jay cottoned on to Paul's attempts at slowing the pack down. And if you look at it, Hendy's actually the one doing it now here. He's a little bit behind. And we're actually just looking. We do have some... Well, actually everyone's gone on the mediums. I thought it would be quite an interesting choice, but it seems everyone has gone on to the medium tyres.
Yeah, everyone has. I thought someone would try to stick out with the softs to get a few blessings.
I know I would. Softs would be the choice for me on this track. That's just the way I race.
How do you think the hard tyres will work out if anyone decides to switch?
I've seen Ben go on hard tyres a couple of times in this league, and
as it shows here, 12 to 15 is medium, starting on medium tyres to hards, and then it was medium, softs, mediums.
So a little bit of a gap now.
As a driver in this, what would your strategy be? Would you go into the hard tyres with this circuit, or would you go medium, soft, medium?
I would avoid the hard tyre. I avoid hard tyres on every track, if possible.
I think in Indigo, the only track that hard tyres really worked at was Russia. They seemed to work quite well in Russia.
It's going to be very interesting to see if Aeon's actually backing the pack up now. Rav is out front.
I wonder if that's tactical, that.
Oh, we had 2 disqualified. Ben and Chrissy. Casper's just gone very wide there as well.
Yeah, that's exactly like the sprint race.
I believe it was there. It was Ben and Aeon in the sprint race, I believe.
Oh, right, but if you look at Hendy and Aeon here,
Hendy is about as deep as a penis goes in. I've got to keep it PG. Sorry, there might be kids watching.
If there's any kids watching, tough fucking shit.
Aeon now pulling into second place. So with this track being down to the left hand side, it will be very interesting to see, especially with Rab being in first place, having that line going down. If he chooses to Max Verstappen it in the Red Bull and go and cut Aeon off, we will find out in a couple of seconds. As we went with the red lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're off. Aeon seems to have got a great start alongside Rab. The seeds were going 3 wide. A lot of track sections. Aeon has got the position going into turn 1. And there is an Alfa Romeo going off the track slightly there. I think it might be Ben or Hendy. There's a wing coming off. Who's that got off the track? Is it Gat? I think it is Gat. Possibly lost an end plate going into turn 1 there. Yeah, it's that right end plate, as you can see there. Asdog has retired from the session. Span, as you can just see in the background there, the Mercedes.
Squeezed up by Calgon and Torre.
And there's no more end plates on the track. Absolute carnage in turn 1. There's a virtual safety car being called out now. I have to say though, looking at it.
Oh, Asdog's out. Asdog's out with the race.
Yeah, that's the reason for the virtual safety car. Both Ferraris, may I add, an absolute storm off the line. Jay up 6 places, almost last place to 7th. Pole up 3 places. That's up 9 positions for the Ferraris now. And it's not even been a lap, Hugs.
This is going to be one hell of a race.
We are now only down to 13 drivers though. The only real gap is between Rab and Casper at the front. Aeon seems to have got a nice... I don't know why I'm calling him Aeon, because I've known him for years as Ant, so I'm not calling him anything other, sorry. And it seems to have... Now, it did have a nice little 2-second gap, which has now been closed up by Casper. I wonder if Casper's just easing off a little bit to try and get the better run through when the virtual safety car does end. Can we get the Delta, maybe? No?
I wonder if it'll go green turning at the end of this, because it seems respectable enough.
We do have both Aston Martins. This is actually very bad for Sergat, because both Aston Martins have come into the pit now, which means it is Butler getting a wing. Butler's getting a wing. This is a nightmare for Gat. He's going to be parked behind his teammate for what will seem an age. And Butler gets released now. Does Gat have to replace it? I'm pretty sure Gat has to replace the wing. Oh no, this is not a good start for Gat. Will he go onto the hard tyres? It's the mediums for Gat. And out he goes. He will not be happy with that. He will.
Corey here from the little battle, but Calgon just trying to get in the mix.
Oh, they've gone 3 wide. Yeah, into that battle. Hendy, Torre, and Calgon all going 3 wide. Calgon takes Hendy. And Tor just
move on to Hendy makes the move on Calgon.
Gets the position back, I believe, from Calgon there. Calgon seems to get the better run out of the corner. I believe it's Paul. Paul has no front wing. Paul will be pitting. That will be brilliant news for the likes of Butler and Gat. So, and Rab and Chrissy are going back and forth. Just coming around in sector 3 now. Ben Smith looking to join the fight also. Now, these are some very fast drivers, and Ben Smith goes down the inside. Chrissy. Oh, Chrissy has the inside line, going up to pit straight. Ben goes a little bit wide. This is scintillating driving here.
And both of them
riding on board with Ben now. They both go past Rab, go down the pit straight, but Rab's coming back to Ben. Will Rab maybe be able to fight back on the inside? Ben leaves him a little bit of space, and a little bit of contact, and Rab goes round.
Rab has spam.
Rab is on the track station. We managed to get around there. There may have to be a steward's inquiry into that one.
Oh, definitely. I think that racing is that they were both going high speeds into that corner.
Wonderful racing there. Wonderful racing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ben
now having the DRS on Chrissy. Coming in with that wrecking ball of an Alfa Romeo. Chrissy goes to defend the inside line. Ben will he sling it up out the outside for the inside line. Next corner. Chrissy doesn't give him enough space. Very respectful for the corner, but Chrissy has a better drive. Ben now using that ERS to keep up with him and the slipstream. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to make a move this turn. Chrissy is looking very low on his ERS at the minute, only 10% as opposed to Ben's 30. I'm going to have to take a drink at the minute. Jesus Christ.
I was thinking we got Torre slowly catching up to Jay-Z in that Ferrari. Tried to find some other battles. Ben Smith still sticking at Chrissy.
The absolute arse pipes. Chrissy's a little bit of contact. No damage though. He will have the DRS, just needs to get that wide line in for the better drive over the curb, maybe a little bit too, put it inside. He might be able, what's the ERS situation looking for Chrissy? 7%, not looking good. Ben might just be looking to make a move around the outside here for the inside line in the next corner. Will there be contact?
Oh, not this time.
Very close. Chrissy just comes back. It's very close.
And Chrissy just slamming the door on Ben Smith's face.
This is very close racing. Chrissy almost all 4 wheels on the curve. That might have been a warning there. Ben looking to maybe just hold it for this DRS now through here. Does he burn his DRS? No, he doesn't.
Don't forget about Jay-Z coming up with the DRS.
Yeah, well,
quite a lot of VRS.
All of this is just
as well.
It's just slammed the pack, making people catch him. But Ben seems to have made the move stick. No, but Chrissy again running wide. But Ben seems to have got the better line out of there. And Ben keeps the position. And now he chooses to burn a little bit of VRS to just bridge that gap. I say Jay-Z now catching up to the back of him. This is a great battle for a podium place now.
Is it me or does it look like Chrissy is dropping off the pace a bit? I wonder if he's got side.
It's his. I think it's his ERS. Jay has got 56% ERS. He's an absolute master at holding that ERS in situations like these. Chrissy running very low on his. Ben not so great. I mean, Aeon's out in front, 64. That's understandable. Tori doing quite well with his battery as well. So there does seem to be a battle at the back of the pack now. Yako and Butler, Haas and Aston Martin. Butler's actually managed to move up a couple of places after holding up his teammate Gat in the pits. Now in 10th place. Wonder if Yako can make a move, maybe into the pit straight. He does have his DRS. It's going to be wide open. Looks to take that wide line to carry more speed through. And ERS gone, DRS on. Will he make this move up the pit straight? Just not close enough. He does, closing very fast now. Under half a second closer to Butler.
Makes the move. Chrissy has just took P3 back off Ben Smith.
And this is a battle that I shouldn't really be missing out on. Back to the battle for P3 now. It's the only place on the track where there's 3 cars within a second of each other. Jay still holding that ERS. Waiting to unleash it.
He's actually called his Discord. It's Jacko, isn't it? Well, Buffalo, whatever he is. He's got DRS on Butler UK.
That was the battle I was watching before. You brought me back to Jay. I did see that they were just under a second apart, but no moves were made.
You've got Guy here coming all over Polly now.
Now I wonder if Ben will make another move. Coming in to turn 1 off the pit straight. He does have his DRS wide open. ERS on. Where will he go? Inside, outside. He goes down the outside. Looks like Chrissy.
He's favouring the outside.
He does. He wants that inside line round there. No move was made though. Chrissy did just give him a little bit of a wheel to know that if he does go down the outside, he will be ready for him. They're just looking at the positions still. Sorry, Jay-Z, 8 places. 8 places. It's a great drive from Jay.
Absolutely phenomenal.
But as the famous Michael Schumacher said, first you have to finish. And now Ben looking like he's going to make a move down to the outside of Chrissy, and he does make it stick. Chrissy took straight back inside the Alfa Romeo. Almost.
Here comes Jay-Z calling up Chrissy's arsehole now.
It is still very close between Ben and Chrissy. Jay-Z is just dropping back a little bit, maybe just hoping that some contact happens between these two. So that he knows that they don't have much DRS with those flashing lights. He almost is in danger of slipping out of that DRS zone, which is what you don't want to do.
Oh, definitely.
Looking at Chrissy now, coming around the back. So after this, we do have a couple of battles going on in the rear of the pack between Gat and Poll and Buffle and Butler. If you want to just keep an eye on there while I look at second, battle for third place.
I was already on that.
Oh, brilliant.
I think that's Hendy Span. Hendy Smith, he's just came back into the track now. He's got Butler and Jacko both slowly now catching up with him spinning.
So it appears that Ben Smith and the trio of Ben Smith, Chrissy and Jay are catching. Ben is in the DRS zone of Casper. So this is going to be a 4-way battle for second place.
This could be interesting.
This could release Ant into the lead.
Got to make a move on Polly. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. Polly with some brilliant defending there.
Gat looking like he's going to come back, wiggling all around, maybe on the exit. There's a DRS at this straight, I believe there is. Well, but Gat goes very wide, maybe
Jason's
very wide
made
again.
the move on Chrissy as well.
See if Sir Gat can make this move on Paul. Where does Paul go? Doesn't look like Gat's happy. Oh, we go to the inside. Does he put Paul off? No. Paul with a little bit of bad drive.
With DRS on Casper.
Following it now. Lie down the inside.
Breezing past.
Oh, but he's got a penalty with that. He's got a penalty with that move as Ben Smith. He won't be happy with that. But that does put him buffing now into P2. Comment from my teammate here. Thank you, K-Mag. Great you could be here watching the race with us.
K-Mag, quick question. How come you're not racing? You're normally racing this league.
Ben now burning that ERS, sorry, just to kind of extend the gap between him and that Williams of Casper. See a debut in this league. A lot of the drivers will be familiar with names around this league quite often.
So we like to see fresh faces coming in. Casper has really put a big mark against the big boys in this league.
Indeed, Chrissy as well, he's up there, but still, I mean, we've not spoken about him much, but him and his mail order bride Tour, he has actually managed to move up 2 places so far, keeping a sixth position. Just plodding along, doing very well. Very clean, he's got a penalty, mind you, but still great racing from Tour so far. And I believe Gat has made the move on Paul. Just on that DRS straight there. But Paul does. Gat and Paul both have sufficient ERS each to kind of put up a battle. So we'll be interested now riding on board with Paul in the Ferrari in 13th place for that wing that he had to go and replace. Very unfortunate, otherwise it could have been another great.
RAB is pitted. RAB is pitted.
Is there any damage maybe at all to the Red Bull?
I think this might. No, it's just a tyre change.
Dude, that is actually his first stop. That was a predicted strategy, but 9 laps on mediums. I wonder how much these tyres are on. It might be. If you want to just take over the com. Oh no. Can you? So I could invite Asdog. See what happened to Asdog during the race. If you want to try. I can't obviously do it there because then it means I have to pause the stream.
Okay. I'll try something. Come from side.
I believe it's AZDOGG 007.
Oh God, his helicopter's about a foot.
It's a what?
It's a parts of the plane.
There's a bin differ.
What do you spot again, William?
I'd rather not say on stream, thank you. I'm rather embarrassed. It is the same colour as the car that I am watching right now, though.
Oh, you're a Man United fan, aren't you?
I am.
No,
For all my sins.
You need to be washed of your sins.
Oh, Paul just going a little bit wide. 3 seconds. You won't be happy about that.
Hello, Asgard. What happened with you at the start of the race? You didn't seem to last that long. Sorry to interrupt you there, Asgard, but Polly has DNF'd.
Yeah, that was. I think he lost it a bit just going into the pits and just decided that was his race over with there. Just retired in the pits. I hope. Yeah, carry on, Asdog, sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting that, but. Yeah, well, I say there's lots of kind of people who experiment with different settings throughout the league. I believe Gat is the first time he's turned all his assists off today. It's just one of those experimenting, finding what your rhythm is, your groove, and just going from there, isn't it? Really, I say it's a shame, obviously, that you crashed out. I say in the sprint race, you seem to be putting up a fair battle. I say it's just one. Indeed, yeah. I say it's next week. I believe I want to think it's Singapore next week.
I can have a look for you right now.
I believe it's Singapore off the top of my head. But yeah, thanks for dropping by, as dog. I say sorry to see that the race ended so shortly for you, but yeah, we hope to see you next week.
Yes, it is Singapore next. Liam, you are right.
It is Singapore, yeah. So we'll see you at Singapore next week then, as dog. Thank you for dropping by. Cheers, take care.
See you in a bit, lad.
Do you want to see if Paul is available? Maybe see what happens to him.
Give me a second.
You shouldn't do that. So there is a couple back to the racing now. Sorry about that, gentlemen. So we have Casper now making a move on to Jay.
Sexist. Don't forget about the women.
Yeah. Apologies. So Jay and Casper now battling for that second position. Aeon, I keep need to stop calling him Aeon for fuck's sake. Ant is a 6.5 second lead out in front now. I think Ant is in a position now. He's burning his ERS, and I'm not too sure why he is burning it. He is in a position just to kind of coast. I mean, Casper does look like he's catching him, but he's in a, he's got a 6.5 second gap. He can kind of dictate the race from the position that he's in. So there's no real other battles apart from Jay and Casper. No one's really a second between each other. Casper's looking like he's burning his ERS 1%, a little bit less than Jay. Red light of that Williams just flashing away. Is it a Williams?
Here. Yeah, it is. Casper here using his ERS up again to defend. He's going to lose it down that pit straight.
Especially with that DRS on.
We've got.
Oh, they're both in the pits. Both in the pits there. Both out. Aeon as well. I think they maybe might have responded to the pit strategy of the Alpha. Now what tyres is it? Interesting move from Aeon. I'm not going to call him Aeon for fuck's sake. From Ant there. That means that he will still need to stop because he hasn't actually changed tyre compounds. Now, what is Jay on? Jay's on the hard tyre, and so is Casper. Very interesting now.
I see Torre here coming through with these 2 lap old soft tyres. Yeah,
Torre setting purple sectors. Was that I don't know if that was the fastest lap from Torre, I'm not sure, but just as I switched to him, he did all purple sectors. Calgon, so we do now have across the field, there is a couple of different strategies in play now here, ladies and gentlemen. We do have...
Yeah, that was the fastest lap by Torre.
Yeah, we do have...
1 minute 33.7.
It's a very fast time from Torre there, very happy with that. We do obviously have Anne out front. Now only... somehow 0.5 seconds behind Ben Smith. Ben might have pitted with the lap before.
In play yet.
But I believe they both have pitted on mediums, which means they both will need to stop again. Whereas Chrissy is hoping to go to the end on hards, the same as Jay and Casper. Torre in 4th, just throwing a spanner in the works, going out on the soft tyres. And then Butler, who I believe is still... No, he will have pitted earlier on. Yeah, that is... Everyone has stopped at least once now, so...
Yeah, I'll have a look at you for that.
Ben Smith goes and sets the fastest lap of 1:33.144.
Everyone's at least pitted twice. Yeah, everyone's pitted twice.
Once, it only says one stop. Paul stopped twice, it said. Ben Smith now only 0.2 of a second behind the leader, with the ERS wide open. Yellow flags in sector 3, I believe. That is an Alfa Romeo of Hendy, and the other Alfa Romeo of Ben looks like to be trying to take the lead from Ant now, going up the inside with the DRS and the ERS wide open. But Ant gets very late on the braking there. Very late indeed. There was contact between the two race leaders there. Is there any damage, I wonder? Doesn't seem to be any damage, but Ant is now coming back, burning that ERS. Same as Ben, very, very close together now. Is he going to? He just looks to be making a move up the inside. Now he can get it done there. It is wheel to wheel up there, coming up into the very tight third sector, leading onto the pit straight.
About that. I was away for a second, but I was something to deal with.
No problem at all. There is a great battle for first position here. Yellow flags in sector 3. That is no, it's not.
JC in a Ferrari.
No, it doesn't look like there's. It doesn't look like there's damage to the wing. Looks like he's okay. It could just be the hard tyres. He's not pitted, so there's no damage there for Jay. Still a great race from him though in the Ferrari. He will be very upset about his teammate not managing to get a finish though in the points, extend that Ferrari lead from 25 points in the constructors.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to leave you here. I've got something to do.
Okay, that's not a problem.
I'll try join back for commentary later.
All right, no problem.
Bye.
Thanks, hugs anyway. And then there was one as Aeon looks to be wiggling to the inside just to make a move. He can't make it stick around Ben Smith there now. Half a second gap between first and second. Does seem to be the only battle across the whole of the grid. Everyone is a good 2-3 seconds away from each other. Calgon's closing up to Gat, just over a second. Yako behind Butler, UK in 10th. Battle for a point. Every point matters, just over a second as well. Blades still just behind Ben Smith by half a second. Very interesting race from these two. Those they will say they will have to change tyre compounds yet again. 3-second time penalty from Butler there, and Anne with the DRS wide open. ERS not on. Looks like he just wants to kind of coast behind that Alfa Romeo of Ben Smith for now. Ben Smith has those 3 seconds though, and Anne is known for his strategic thinking. He could just be thinking, if I stay behind Ben Smith for 3 seconds for the rest of the race, that's it, that's the race won. You never know though, that's where mistakes happen. So he does just seem to be extending that gap now a little, 0.7 of a second. But that ERS is just pulling him back into contention there for the first place, for the lead of this French Grand Prix. Oh, and Butler, UK and Gat, the Aston Martin's going wheel to wheel there, down the pit straight. Is there a little bit of weaving from Gat, maybe a little bit of damage? Doesn't seem to be any on the end plates. Butler is looking on the low fuel. Wonder if that's going to come into play. I am to keep an eye on the time space in between Ant and Ben. Will we join with them back on the pit straight, see if Ant makes a move? But Gat goes up very close to touching the wheel there. Butler, his teammate as well. They want to be very careful, them two. They don't want to be taking each other out and harming points for the team. And Ant does take that first place from Ben down the pit straight with that DRS. Chrissy now with another penalty there. That means the top 3 of the top 4 penalties except the leader. Ben just backing off a little bit there. Ben will be looking to make a move in the DRS for sure. Does go a little bit wide, gets a little bit early in the DRS, maybe comes flying out of the corner. Here's the DRS. There's surely going to be a move. Where does Ant go? Does he stick to the inside? Yes, he does. And doesn't really give much of a fight for Ben, but does go very late on the brakes, looking to go to the inside line. Round the second bit of chicane, exit, and Ben does have the corner. New race leader, 10 laps to go. Ben Smith, what can you do? And got a very good drive through there. Is it going to be no contact? But and does kind of bait him into the move, thinking he was going to dive down the inside there, which forces Ben wide. Ben then looking to take the position back down the inside. This is very close racing for the front two, but in the meantime, Chrissy is gaining on the front two all while this is going on, and stays ahead. But Ben now looking to make a move with the DRS on the pit straight. ERS wide open. DRS wide open. ERS on, sorry. And the same, but Ben's not quite in his slipstream. Doesn't think he's going to make the move. Ben's move might have been made possible if he tucked in. Still no real battles, but the UK is behind Rab. Just a little under a second. Let's drop in with the Aston Martin as he goes a little bit wide, coming out of the U-bend in sector 3. Have DRS going up behind the Red Bull. What will he be able to do with it? Half a second. Can he close the gap? ERS on. Look at the pace. Looks like he's got a great set of Butler here. And that Rab on the hard tyres will benefit that as well. Oh, there's a little bit of contact, but it doesn't take the racing line back and goes wide. There's a little bit of contact, and Rab still manages to keep the position somehow. Ben Smith and Aeon still the battle for P1. Ben will be looking to force Ant into a mistake. Oh, Ben, I was looking at the penalties there. Ben Smith has 8 seconds of penalties. That's very unfortunate, but I say there is only 2-3 racers without penalties. Jaco in the Haas, Jay in the Ferrari, and Ant in the Alpha. Can they keep their noses clean for the rest of the race? Unlike me on a weekend. Ben Smith now with the DRS and ERS. Will he make a move down the inside? No, nothing there. Just looking to keep behind Aeon there. Buffle behind Rab, who's coincidentally just behind Butler. 2 Aston Martins moving up the pack together now. And as we just mentioned, the Aston Martin, Butler's just got another 3-second time penalty. Goes very wide into that corner there. Butler maybe struggling with a tiny bit of damage, maybe. It seems to be on the front wing, just running very low on fuel it seems, and behind we've got Jaco making a move on Rab, which is on those hard tyres, but oh, Rab tries to get back on the inside of the hard tyres and he gets spun by the Haas of Jaco, and it's a flag in sector 1. Calgon doesn't get picked though. Calgon just manages to avoid it, but he does get 3 seconds with a penalty. I'm not sure if that 3 seconds was because of the move. Ben has got another 3 seconds, 11 seconds now for Ben. He will not be happy with that. And half a second behind him now. So they will both have to stop. Chrissy has been pulled into the DRS now over the both. No, he hasn't. I stand corrected. He is almost within sniffing distance of Ant and his DRS activation. Up and down the grid, still no other battles really to mention. Jaco and Rab are coming together. I wonder if there's any damage to the wing. Doesn't seem to be. I think it was just wheel contact, but it was very sketchy. So it's been a real great to see no safety cars as of yet. It's been lovely to see so far. The one crash out of Asdog was very unlucky, and Paul was the retiree in the pits. And Will, just whilst there's not a lot of racing by the front three, I will just try and get Paul in the party just to see if is this on that? No, it's not. Let's go all the way to the bottom then. So do apologise about the racing that we're missing here, but I can't invite, he must be offline, that's fine. And back to the racing now, where we have Anne is DRS and ERS on Ben. Ben just sticking that Alfa Romeo in the middle of the track and making Ant decide where he wants to go. Ant stays behind him. So I am pretty sure that they will have to pit again. From what I can remember, I'm pretty sure that Ben and Anne both went onto the medium tyres after already starting on the medium tyres. If I remember rightly, everybody started on the medium compound tyres. Not seen a lot of soft runners today. There was Tor and someone else who were running on the softs. Tor and I think it was Cal gone running on the softs, who are now 6th and 10th, both in the points. Oh, and Rab's got a 5-second speeding penalty for that taking place in the penalty in. Oh, and Rab's left the session. Has he retired though? It looks like it's coming back out on the track, and that will be a hindrance for the drivers. Rab has not retired in the pit lane. I just hope that doesn't cause any interference for the racing of the other drivers. Ben Smith, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. 16 seconds now for Ben. Chrissy goes first on the hard compound tyres. Look like he's played an absolute storm of a race with his debut in RAR. Casper and Jay also move up there with the hard tyres. And Ben, though, will be looking to hunt them down with those soft tyres. And Ant has actually overtaken Ben in the pit lane due to, I assume it is, well, Ben serving his 5 seconds, but Ben decided he wanted to go get another 5 seconds and cross the line coming out of the pit lane there. Another, still 16 seconds for Ben. Jay and Casper going wheel to wheel there. Both on the hard tyres. This will be a very impressive battle, trying to find grip going through those corners. Jay looking like he wants to defend the middle of the track. Jay doing very well to stay ahead. Casper looking to go down the inside, maybe takes the inside line. Does he get it around Jay? Sure, we're braking, goes around the cuts to the corner. Jay very well defended. Knew if he stuck to his line, Casper had to back out, otherwise there was going to be a collision for sure. Now it's still riding on board with Casper in the DRS of Jay. Will he make a move? Casper does have that 3-second time penalty though, so he does need to get out in front of Jay, lose him by a second, and on top of that get 3 seconds away from him for him to keep that second place. Casper does move out ahead of him, down the inside of turn 1, holds the inside line going into turn 2, out of the chicane. Great exit, but Jay is sticking with him. Jay will be looking to make a move down the back end of this straight now, using that DRS. Has plenty more ERS than Casper. Casper gets in the ERS earlier. Jay not using his, allowing the DRS and slipstream to do the work. It might have just kept Casper ahead. Does Jay wiggle to go to the inside? He does. Does he commit? No. Casper holds true to his line. Defends P2. Still riding on board with Jay. Yako, for a bit of fresh air, is just dropped out of the DRS zone of Super Calgon. Almost half a second there. Back to Jay, who's 0.2 of a second behind Casper. Both D2 Indigo drivers. They both know how fast they are. Who's that just in the way of Raptor? Another 3 seconds for Butler there, so that's 9 seconds in total for him. Jay and Casper still very close to each other. Ben Smith is fastest, lap 1:31. But will those 16 seconds knock him out of the top 10? I think he will be alright. And Jay now with DRS on Casper for P2. Can he make a move? He looks like he's going to make it stick down the inside. Does he shut the door on him? No, keeps down to his line, wiggles out. Great overtake there. Fastest lap, 1:31.7. This is great battling between Jay and Casper. Breathtaking stuff. Casper looks like he's around the inside. No, thinks better of it. Jay went a little bit wide there. Casper looks like he's going to take the wide line for the better exit coming out. Dropped to 3/4 of a second, just more. Casper's back on the ERS, realises he's dropping out the DRS zone for Jay. And with 3 laps to go, I believe unless Jay can close by 2 seconds, Chrissy's looking like a debut winner here in Red Arrows. And it's been great stuff from Chrissy from what I've seen. The sprint race was very great battling between a number of drivers. Oh, and if that isn't the commentator's curse, I don't know what is. Chrissy with a 3-second time penalty, which is now 9 seconds. Jay only 7.5 behind him. Chrissy needs to find another second and a half, and that is an Aston Martin Sir Gat. What has happened to Sir Gat? Is it a retire in the pit lane? I believe it's a retire in the pit lane for Gat. I wonder what happened then. He was in the points. I hope everything is alright with him. I don't know why I'm looking at Rab now. There are only 10 drivers left since RAB did not retire in the pits. It is looking tall with another 3 seconds also. I mean, here is riding on board with Ant and Ben, charging down on those hard compound tyre. Drivers, will they be able to catch him? And will they both, Ant and Ben, be able to get themselves on the podium? Maybe not Ben with those penalties. It's going to be very interesting. So Jay, an absolute storm. I don't believe. And if Hugs was here, I'm sure he'd agree, but I don't believe he's been a better driver today. He's shown up in the sprint, started from the back in the sprint after coming second, and has managed to play an absolute stormer. And barring any last two lap kind of theatrics. He's looking like he's going to get the win in the full race here. And now within the time penalty of Casper. Ben looking like he's getting very close to the back of Ant there. What will happen through these tight winding chicanes in sector 3 coming up to the DRS activation zone? Let's have a look. Will Ben make the move? Getting the slipstream, not using that ERS, and he's looking like he's going to be on the inside to try and keep this very tight there. Ben almost has to just keep on going. Very close racing there from the two. And Ben is still right up the rear of Ant now, within almost that second. Will he get DRS, I wonder? He needs it, as Casper's right behind him. He does have it. There it is. Ben will not be too happy about that. Does pull him closer towards the front runners though, as it is the last lap. Will Ben make a move down on Ant? It won't really make too much of a difference, but it will make for great watching. And Ben looking like he's very close as yellow flags in sector 3. It is is it Chrissy? It's Chrissy. Is it? He's run out of fuel. Chrissy's run out of fuel. Oh no! He's not fueled the car. Chrissy running into the last sector. He's going to be overtaken by Jay. It doesn't matter about the penalties. Here comes Jay right behind him. He's already lost for Casper, but I don't think Jay's going to be able to get into the line, but that is the race lost for Casper. Coming through now. And as the cars cross the line, with the penalties included, just wait a couple of seconds. Tor, again, run out of fuel. He's not the only one. Calgon out of fuel. Yako out of fuel. There's lots of drivers out of fuel. And there's Tor across the line. Calgon now to cross the line. Will there be any position change with Yako? And across the line he goes, and Yako takes 7th place. Pips Calgon. I believe with the penalties 6 and 9, that is just Hendy and Butler rounded off the 10 drivers that have finished today. I will just give me 2 seconds. And there we have it as the driver of the day, given by the computer, is Jay. And to be completely honest, I am absolutely fine with that being the verdict. What a race by the driver. And there we have it, the standings for the 50% race round Circuit de Ricard. Round is off in first place is the Ferrari of Jay. Second is the Alpha of Ant, followed by the Williams of Casper. Fourth place is Chrissy in the Haas. What a great debut from himself. He won't be too happy about underfueling himself though, with those penalties as well, costing him the win. Ben Smith, 5th place, done very well to stay 5th with those 16 seconds of penalties. Tor in 6th, great racing from him. Yako in 7th in the Haas, great racing, no penalties from himself. Super Calgon in 8th in the Alpine. 9th is Hendy in the Alfa Romeo, and 10th, rounding off the grid, is Butler UK in the Aston Martin. Well, what a race, boys. So we will hope to have some of the drivers, hopefully, we can get a podium. Grid talk from the 3. What a race. And here we have Ant in the Alpha. How do you feel it went, Ant?
I mean, it went a lot better than the sprint race, I must admit. Yeah, it was good. Kind of annoyed I didn't get to make the strategy work for me, but I think I lost a lot of tyre wear and time on that second stint of mediums battling Ben. I think that just killed it a little bit. But
you and Ben seem to be matching each other strategy for strategy. I think you were the only two that needed to then stop again and go on the mediums. When you went on the mediums twice, sorry, then to go back onto the softs. So it was a very, very interesting strategy. So you were pretty much wheel to wheel the whole race.
I think it was monkey see, monkey do kind of thing. I saw him dive in, so I thought, well, I'll copy him. And because originally I think I was going medium, soft, medium, but yeah, made it work. It was good. It was good.
Yes, it was a good race. And everyone got points. Everyone that finished got points anyway. There wasn't 9 people that finished, and there was points up for grabbing 10th. But yeah, I say it was a great race. Thanks for dropping by, and yeah, congratulations on your podium. James, how are we doing, James?
How you doing?
I mean,
yeah, that one. How that turned out?
I mean, we lost the commentator halfway through, so.
I did see that come up.
He had to go do something halfway through, but I'm sure. I mean, I put it to the vote still, but I'm pretty sure even the computer gave you his driver of the day. What a race, as I say. Well performed in the sprint. Both Ferraris, obviously, 1-2 in the sprint. A little bit unlucky that Paul didn't finish, but yourself.
I just didn't catch what happened there. There was a mistake on my race as well. I'm not sure if you caught that.
Which lap was that?
I haven't had time to go through my footage yet, so I don't know exactly when it was. But it was, I was on a hard tyre. I just boxed. When did I box? I boxed on lap 12, so it would have been 13, 14. I got a bit greedy with the. I was behind Tor in the Williams, and because I was just behind him, I was trying to keep him in DRS range. So I got a bit greedy on the left-hander with the nasty curb. So I got greedy with it and had a bit of a spin. I think quickly.
I think Hugs actually managed to see it. I think Hugs managed. I think Hugs was watching it. To be fair, I think he did mention something very quickly. I did get you. I actually, yes, I do remember because I go on to you just as he's had it, just as he mentions it. So I do remember that. But yeah, because you had no damage. You had no damage, did you? I didn't see you go into the pits.
Just a quick spin, recover it, and get back. Just lost the rear.
I say it's well, good job you didn't get any damage, as I say, because I say it's the great win as well. It's very, very close. I know it didn't really matter, but I'm always one for wanting to finish the race first. I saw you obviously catching up to Chrissy there with him running on the low fuel.
I was a bit fortunate with the low fuel there. That's the case of last time I was racing around this circuit, I massively underfueled, so I was trying to learn from my mistake. Finished just about right. So I think I've managed to learn from that one at least.
No, definitely. I'll say there was a very close gap between, I'll say, the top couple of drivers, but I dare say that has been extended by a fair few points thanks to yourself and the race that you actually managed to provide the viewers to watch today. So I say,
Ant was closing in behind as well. So I think he had a good race.
Yeah, there was great racing from a lot of people all throughout today. But yeah, thanks, Jay. Congratulations on the race win, and see you next week.
See you next week.
Casper.
Yeah.
How are we doing?
I got kind of lucky, to be honest.
How do you feel your first race went?
Well, it's not technically my first, but the first one where I got off the start at least.
Yeah, the first one that you managed to complete. Yes, that's probably a better way to put it. Yeah, how do you feel it went?
Yeah, I got lucky that my sprint race wasn't that great, so I had a good starting position.
Yeah.
Even got 2 positions from the start.
Yeah.
But after that, my pace wasn't that good, to be honest. But keeping up with Jay and getting the DRS got me where I finished.
Yeah, well, I say it's a great race, and to finish on the podium, as I say, it's. Did you have a feeling at all that you were going to finish on the podium? Did you? I say we spectating. We saw that Chrissy was running on the low fuel, and knew that he would be caught. Did you ever feel like there was a chance in the race you could snatch a podium at all?
To be honest, I was expecting P4 because I didn't know about the low fuel of Chrissy, and I knew Jay would be in front of me or behind me, but with the penalty he would finish above me. And Aeon was, of course, also too close to me, and with the penalty he would go above me. So I was expecting P4, but I was lucky that Chrissy had the low fuel one. So
yeah. Well, in this world you make your own luck, Casper, and I say thank you for joining us here. I say it was very, very good to hear you. Hopefully we see you next week racing, and thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, no problem, mate. It was a great race.
No problem. Take care. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say thank you for everyone that has tuned in. Thank you for all the people that have stayed with us throughout the whole race. Everyone that's commented, all the supporters, thank you. Most importantly, thank you to the drivers for providing what was a great spectacle around the French circuit today. And on that note, we will go through a quick run through of the final positions once again, just for any of those that have missed it. So with penalties included, we have Jay in the Ferrari first, Ant in the Alpha in second place, Casper in third. They are the podium winners today. We have Chrissy, who technically finished first, but with that fuel incident and the penalties, moving down to fourth place. Ben Smith fifth, Tor with sixth position. We will be very happy with that. Unfortunately, we couldn't get him into the interview room today. Yako in seventh, strong position on his debut for Haas. Calgon eighth, managed to somewhat not DNF, so he'll be happy with that one. Hendy ninth in the Alfa Romeo, and Butler UK, as I said, in the Aston Martin, 10th place. So as I said, thanks for joining us, everyone, and we hope to see you next week. Take care and see you later.